It was a quiet summer night in Washington, D.C. The streets were calm and most of the city was asleep. But inside one building, a secret operation was about to unfold. The building was called the Watergate Complex. Inside that building was the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee, the main political opponent of President Richard Nixon. Late at night, 5 men quietly approached the building. They were dressed in dark clothes. They carried cameras, electronic devices, and tools designed for breaking into locked offices. Their mission was clear. They needed to secretly enter the Democratic Party's office and gather information that could help Nixon's re-election campaign. The men carefully picked the lock and slipped inside the building. At first, everything went according to plan. They moved quietly through the office. They searched desks and documents. They even placed wiretapping devices on telephones. Their goal was to secretly record conversations of political opponents. But something went wrong. A security guard named Frank Wills noticed something unusual. While doing his nightly rounds, he discovered tape placed over a door lock. The tape prevented the door from locking properly. At first, he removed the tape and continued his patrol. But when he returned later, he noticed something strange. The tape had been placed on the door again. This immediately raised suspicion. Wills quickly contacted the police. Within minutes, several police officers arrived at the building. They quietly entered the Watergate offices. Inside the dark rooms, they discovered the 5 men hiding. The burglars were arrested on the spot. At first, it seemed like a simple burglary, but investigators quickly noticed something unusual. The men were carrying expensive surveillance equipment. They also had large amounts of cash. And most importantly, some of the burglars had connections to people working for President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign. This discovery raised serious questions. Why would people connected to the president be involved in a break-in at the opposition party's office? At first, the White House denied any involvement. Officials claimed the president had nothing to do with it. But reporters in Washington began to investigate the story more deeply. 2 young journalists from the Washington Post, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, started asking difficult questions. They followed the money. They interviewed witnesses. And slowly, they began to uncover a web of secrets. The Watergate break-in was not just a burglary. It was part of a much larger political operation, an operation designed to spy on political enemies and possibly manipulate the upcoming election. What started as a quiet arrest in the middle of the night was about to become one of the biggest political scandals in American history, and the investigation had only just begun.